Good morning, everyone. This is Jay Mann from Amada Senior Care here with another episode of Java with Jay. Joining us in the studio today, I'm welcoming Anna Sothen. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
We're glad to have you here. I feel like I have seen Anna everywhere, and I'm thrilled to have you here. Anna owns a company called Powatan Living and Swift Creek Living. Could you give us a little background on what that is?
Yeah, absolutely. So they're community magazines that go directly to homeowners. So what I do is I put really great businesses in front of their ideal customers so that when the customer is ready for the business's services or products or whatever it is, then they're there. They've been top of mind this entire time.
That's great. Now, you had mentioned something about a human Rolodex concept. What does that mean?
So the human Rolodex, I came up with it, and you say that now, right? I can say that I'm 45 years old, but I say that to my daughter, and she has no idea what a Rolodex is. But so that concept came to me because I want to be the person that everybody goes to. So if somebody says, "Hey, I need an electrician, I need somebody who sells makeup, I need this," I want to be the first person that somebody thinks of. I'm going to call Anna because Anna knows that person, or Anna knows somebody who knows that person.
Sure.
So I want to be the first person that they think of when, like the Joel Bieber.
Right.
That's what I want to be.
Well, and I'm seeing it happen because, having this is the first time that we've met.
Absolutely.
Yet I feel like I've met you, months and months ago because I'm seeing you in a lot of different environments.
Yes.
And I think that's wonderful. You had mentioned about, being center, top of mind, being in the community. As a small business owner, I've found the value to that and appreciated it so much. What is it that you do from a building community? What does that mean to you, building community?
Well, building community is really, we've sort of gone away from that, and COVID sort of helped, if you will, but getting to know your neighbor, knowing who you live next door to, knowing who you live across the street from, knowing who knows who lives in the next section from you. There are neighborhoods, and getting to know your community and who you're doing life with, I think is super important because community creates, and somebody shared this, I'm going to steal it from him yesterday, but neighborhoods create cities, cities create states, states create the nation, right? And so that's what we're doing. And if we're disconnected, if something happens, like to you or your child, I can't call up my neighbor and say, "Hey, can you do me a favor and go over and help my son because X, Y, and Z?" if I haven't taken the time to get to know my neighbor. So I think community is super important. And that's what I'm building with not only my magazine and my business, but networking. I'm building community because I want people to see that we're 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon, right? So somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody.
Well, you're living it. I think your magazine is wonderful, and I've seen it in various neighborhoods throughout Central Virginia. I think it does a wonderful thing. I think that there's probably a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes to pull all that together because, just as you say, you've got to reach out to the community. You've got to know that. But I think it's got to be such a fascinating endeavor to do that.
It is.
So,
absolutely.
you had mentioned this before, and I've heard you say it a couple of times, but staying top of mind. I think that's a very interesting phrase, concept. What does that mean to you, and how does that happen?
So being a business owner, the only way that people will reach out to us for our services or our products is if we are top of mind. And that goes back to branding. And so you can't just put your label on the side of a car and assume that everybody in Richmond is going to see it, right? You can't put your sign on the outside of your building and assume everybody's going to see it. So staying top of mind as many times as you can hit somebody impressions, if you will. So think of, I'm going to the Raceway later on today, so it makes me think of this. So somebody who plasters their label on a race car, right? And it goes around in the circle 100 times. Every time that car passes, that impression is gone into somebody's brain that's watching that. So that is staying top of mind. So if you don't tell people that you are in business, the moment that they need you, they're going to forget.
Thanks, Anna. And one more question for you. I know you're out in the community all the time, and you really probably have a feel for the pulse of the community. Healthcare is important to us because we're working in senior care.
Absolutely.
What feedback or what experiences are you having with the families that you're talking with? What are you seeing in the community with respect to healthcare?
Well, so what I'm seeing is have you heard of the sandwich generation?
I have.
Yes. So technically I would be in the sandwich generation. I have aging parents or in-laws and children still to take care of. And so sometimes when we get stuck in that middle part,
Right.
we don't know what to do because we also have businesses and
That's
we have
right.
lives and we have things that we want to do,
Right.
but we also have aging parents that we want to take care of because they took care of us when we were younger. And
Right.
so, but you don't know what you don't know until you know it, right?
Sure.
And so oftentimes they don't have the time or even the energy to go out and say, okay, who is it that I need to talk to?
Sure.
So mom is experiencing this. Who do I find? And finding trusted resources.
Right.
That's because how many times do you hear of, okay, well, we're going to put, our mother into a, gosh, I don't want to say this word, a home, right? And then you hear horror stories about that.
Right.
So could you have had resources that maybe prevented that and maybe kept mom home a little bit longer,
or knowing where to go to get the
knowing where to
information.
go, and somebody to just have that conversation and be like, this is what's going on.
Right.
Can you help?
Right.
Right. And so having trusted individuals like Amada who can have that conversation with them and just share the information from a place of non-judgment and say, here are the resources. Here's what you could do. Here's a possibility. Here's maybe think in the future type of thing. Take that information and then just sit with it.
Anna Sothen, there are so many things that we could talk about
I
here.
know.
And I love your energy. I love your depth of knowledge. In Anna, we have a wonderful community resource. Anna, thank you so much for coming in.
I really
and,
appreciated
joining us
it
today. And I look forward to staying in touch.
Awesome.
This is J Man signing off on another episode of 𝗏𝗏 with J. Have a great day, everybody.